Hey everybody, Real Comic Stacks back again, doing Wolverine The Long Night. And this is based off of a podcast. I highly recommend going out. If you're on the road a lot or you enjoy listening to podcasts when you work out or whatever, go check out Google Wolverine The Long Night. You'll be able to pull it up relatively easy, and you'll be able to pull down all 10 episodes. They're 30 minutes apiece, and they're pretty well done. It's basically a Marvel comic audible book. It's done pretty well. Then you have this comic book, which is not done very well. This is done first of all, let's just start with the cover. You have Wolverine, one of the most dynamic characters in Marvel, who is absolutely, boring. He's boring. Right here, he just looks boring. You got the bloody red in the boot tracks in the snow, and a boring Wolverine. And that's kind of what you can expect throughout this whole thing. The art is horrible. It's bad. The coloring is bad. I'll see if I can find the one with the one of these ladies in here looked like a darn clown at one point. It's bad. But I'll go through the story with you. Like I said, I highly recommend the podcast, not this. In the storyline, though, what you have is you have two inspectors. Those inspectors are in there. They don't specify who they're from, but they're investigating some murders. And what happened was another vessel pulled up alongside this boat, noticed that nobody was manning it, and they were about to hit some rocks, and so they go over there and they board it. And when they board it, they find some pretty horrendous stuff. I should point out on that Audible that it is what I would consider like PG-13 language. There's a little bit of language in it, and it's a Wolverine book. There's some gruesome details in it. This book kind of does the same thing. So you get these inspectors who are poorly drawn. I mean, it's just bad. They check this out, and there's also been another couple murders in town that they're looking into. They believe 2 of them were caused by grizzly bears. You got the sheriff who's, whatever. He don't want them here. And you also have a what is it? A cult in town that's somehow linked to the killings. And here's your cult guy, goes by the name Prophet, and talks about the long night, the winter equinox, and why they've come and set up shop here in Alaska. He's super creepy, and they eventually find out that of the 9 people that were murdered, there should have been 10 on the boat. One of them missed his shift that day. They show up, and old Stephen Washburn here, he thinks it's Saturday and it's Monday, so he's drugged out of his mind or whatever. And anyways, he tells them a story about what happened with this short, hairy guy, and how he saved a crew member who went overboard with his arm stuck in a cage. When it happened, the guy got his arm stuck. He went over the boat with the crab cage, and Wolverine, or Logan, jumped in after him, used his claws to cut off his arm and throw him back on the surface. And that was really it. And you find out at that point, he says his name was Logan. They called him Logan. After that, you kind of wrap it up for the book, and I'm okay with that, because, like I said, the podcast was a heck of a lot better. that I'll put the link to the podcast in the description, and highly recommend you check this out. Do not waste your money on this book. Like I said, I will recommend the podcast, but I will not be picking up number 2 of this because it is so poorly done. I can just listen to the podcast and be a lot better off. I don't know why Marvel is wasting their money making this, other than they knew some goober like me would buy an issue and what was it? Spend $4.99. This is a $4.99 book, and it stunk. It was art was trash. $5. I could have gotten, I don't know. I stopped by and got all kinds of 40-cent comics today that aren't as horrible. So I don't know. Yeah. Oh, hey, look. Oh, no, I thought Wolverine was on this. I got one with Wolverine on it. Hold on a second. Yeah, Wolverine or Wolverine? Wolverine or Wolverine? Yeah. This sucked. That's all I got, guys. Make sure you click subscribe. Appreciate it. And leave a like if not for this book, but for the video. Alright, guys. Real Comic Stacks out.